I wake up every single day. I am who I say I am. And I get what I get because I live in beast mode. Stop being gazelles. You're not average. You're not even good. You were born to be great.
We keep it burning, baby.
What's going on, world? Welcome to a very special late night edition of the Secret to Success podcast. Man, as always, I'm your host, CJ, joined by the Bayesian sensation, Mr. Karl Phillips.
We're not used to this time, so I don't even know how to answer right now. I don't even know what to tell you.
And Douglas, the hip-hop preacher. Douglas.
It's almost my bedtime, so if they don't get the raw, ET. Plus, Dee Dee is in the house, in the room. She said it's okay for us to do this while she's here. So I'm going to try to be loud, passionate, soft, passionate. So I don't get cut
the last time we did a podcast past 6 p.m., I don't think you made it halfway through. So we're going to hope that you make it more than halfway through. Man, shout out to everybody listening. Y'all almost didn't get it. Y'all was like, I don't think they realized how close they were to not getting a podcast this week. So we were obviously, we've been all over. I just figured it out. Somebody asked me like, where you been? And I was like, oh, let me tell you. I went from Atlanta to Michigan to LA to San Diego to LA to Michigan to Houston to Dallas to Michigan
to Atlanta.
To Atlanta.
In a week.
All in a week. I was like, yo, that was my week. Somebody was like, yo, you got to be joking. I'm like, no, that's exactly what happened. So anyway, of course, Karl had me take my mic that I use to record the podcast, which I hate doing. We just need to buy another one, by the way, all the way out to Cali. Of course, do you think I remembered to ask him for it back? No. So I called Karl today. I'm like, yo, how we going to do the podcast? I don't got the mic. He's like, I know, I had Jamal overnighted, so it should be there by 3 o'clock. So we like, all right, cool. 3 o'clock comes around, nothing. 4 o'clock, nothing. 5 o'clock, nothing. I'm like, yo. So I called Maul. I didn't even tell y'all don't even know this. I called Maul. I'm like, yo, what's up? He like, yo, they saying it's at the UPS store. I'm like, what? I'm like, what time is the store closed? He says 7 o'clock. Now, mind you, me and E catching flights at 6 in the morning. Our flights leave at 6 tomorrow morning. We got to go out to New York for some meetings. So, like, it's either now or never. So I'm like, yo, what time is the store closed? 7. It's 6:47. Now, the store's right down the street. So as soon as he says they dropped it off at the store, I just took off out the crib, like told Candace, I'll be back. I just ran out jumped in the car, no socks, no shoes.
No look pass. The no look
pass. Jumped in the ride, drove up to the store. I see the UPS truck. I know what my UPS driver looked like. Shout out to him for the Gazelle of the Week. He always late. He cool as a fan, but he always be like, oh, bro, I was just. So I pull up on him like, yo, you got a package for me? Packages come every day. He know what my address is. He like 6293, right? I'm like, yeah. He like, all right, got you right here. So I get it probably by 6:55. I catch my man right outside, like close to the UPS store, get the mic, get back to the crib, call y'all, like, let's go. So I'm giving myself Lion of the Week, and I'm giving my UPS driver Gazelle of the Week. So yeah, we were able to get this podcast. So I'm excited, man, to have y'all aboard today, man, and try to keep our commitment to y'all, man. I just saw the emails and tweets and Instagram comments coming in, just dogging us out. So I had to go lying on them. So anyway, real quick before we jump into whatever we're going to talk about today, I was sitting here like for real earlier today, like, yo, how am I going to recap for the people on the podcast what we just experienced last week?
No way
I'm
possible.
like, I don't even know if it's possible. You know how like you go to Times Square and you try to take a picture and you like, yo, I promise it look way sweeter in person. Like, you know what I'm saying? You come back and you show them, but you can't even remotely capture the magnitude or the feelings. Like, it's like I almost don't even want to talk about it because I'm like, I'm robbing y'all because there's no way I could do it any justice. The energy that was in the room, E's message. I give E co-lion of the week for his 2 messages while we were there.
Co-lion.
A co-lion. Co-lion.
Okay, praise God for co-lion.
Hey, y'all can't.
Yeah, I give you the co-lion.
I can't let y'all do that. It's got to be 3, and it's not me, y'all. I'm talking about Toby. Got to get some kind of lion prize of the week. He got to.
Toby.
He got to.
Yep, Toby went right back to Gazelle though, so I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So, No, Toby did his thing, man. Oh yeah, so I guess we can talk about
Got
that.
to.
Toby proposed to his fiance now, Fat, at the event in Houston, and thank God I'm married. We had 2 proposals back-to-back days. Houston and Dallas, we had proposals at the events, which was just crazy. So, shout out to everybody who got engaged. But Toby came with it, man. He did his music thing. He like serenaded the whole crowd.
Shout out to Love.
Brought her
Shout
up
out
there.
to Love.
Yeah, had
LOVE.
pictures of her when she was young. He just did it big, man. And I promise y'all, I had tears all in the eyes. I wasn't even trying to hide it or act like I did, and it was beautiful, man. And they got engaged. But I don't know. Y'all recap the weekend for me, because I can't really even seem to put my finger on exactly what it was.
I can't say for sure what it is. So I'm gonna attribute it to the fact that we were dealing with the specific theme. You know what I'm saying? We dealing, of course, with our relationship, our marriage events. And I'm just attributing it to the fact that, maybe it's a different crowd of people. No disrespect to any of our other previous tours or anything, but just something felt different, man. The line didn't seem as long, even though it was the same amount of people or even more than our regular events. The line just didn't seem as long. I guess it makes sense, though. You in the line with your boo. Y'all could just smile at each other.
Yeah, you're checking in 2 at a time.
So it makes sense. But no, man, just from the atmosphere, the rooms, everything. Of course, we did a couple things different, to make this tour stand out from everything else we've done. But man, just to hear, we did a lot of interviews with the couples before, after the event, that kind of stuff. And man, just to hear the variety of stories, good and bad. You know what I'm saying? Some people were struggling walking into it and walked away with that feeling of like, man, it's not over. Like, we in this thing together. I was just saying, just the atmosphere on the whole was just completely different, man. And of course, for us.
Yo, and I'm not even trying to be funny, y'all. I promise y'all probably just think I'm saying this, but I think E did it again.
Oh, absolutely.
Don't get me wrong. Houston was fire. Like, everybody walked out of there like, whoa. Dallas probably was the best I ever heard it.
I became an ET fan once again this weekend. I thought I had did it last week with the little.
No, and I know people probably listening like, yo, y'all
Whatever,
just saying that. Like, no, literally
serious.
The best I think I ever heard him. Like, yo, and I don't know if you paid attention, Karl, but like, yo, I was so caught up in the message, and he kept like throwing to me. I was like,
seeking
like,
answer questions.
Yo, I was
answer.
like, yo, I wouldn't even answer. I was like, I was so in the moment, like, and it was weird. Like, all these range of emotions were going through my head. Like, I couldn't even concentrate like on what he was asking me. I was just like, yo. So anyway, I don't know. I guess you was out of body, it seemed like. But if you want to comment on anything you saw,
for me, man, I think what's important is, because I want people who are doing this work not to feel like we take stuff for granted. So I guess for me, just going all the way back, I was just shocked, brother, at the numbers, man. I'm being real. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not on that. Like, we did something we never done before. This is marriage. And a lot of people not into it. A lot of people are not into that. A lot of women came and was like, yo, my husband ain't never wanted to come to no marriage. I can't never get my husband to come to this kind of stuff. So I knew that going in, and I didn't know if the numbers were going to be, equal, to or less than what we are accustomed to with the professional development. Let's be real. When you talk about professional development or maybe getting paid, people like, let's go. But marriage, so let me just start there. I was just like, what have we built? What have we built? What foundation have we laid that we start a whole nother leg? And can I just be honest, like, bro, I'm not trying to compare us to nobody, but it's a little easier to go that route. The money, the personal development, the sales, because you could do it on the solo, see? You know what I'm saying? But we had like our wives there, you know what I'm saying? There were people who talked about, in San Diego, how real Didi was. And we've been getting like whatever you call it, like the after videos. And one girl was like, yo, I didn't expect your wife to be, and I didn't expect, others to be so transparent. I expected y'all to kind of act like y'all got all y'all stuff together. And after 26 years, y'all just riding in the sunset. Like, it's real. Like, this thing is real. So for me, I felt like, we went where a lot of companies can't go, bruh. Like, this wasn't about, a dollar bill. This wasn't about making money. This was about families. And really helping families. And so I felt good that, yep, it's important to teach the principles of finance. We have to do that. Personal development is also important. Sales, helping people in corporate America. But see, to keep a husband and wife together, to keep the family together, bro, I walked out of there pumped up. Like you said, pumped up, to see Didi, who not really into this kind of stuff, get up and be transparent, and talk about like, yo, here's some stuff that we still struggling with. Here's some stuff that, I wish my husband could grow on and change on. And you didn't really see me in that light of the when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, dude. So
Yeah, the thing that was crazy too, E, you kept telling like single people to come out, like, it don't matter if you single. I'm like, no, this the marriage conference. Like, only come out if you married. I promise you, if you was single, you left with some major nuggets.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, you
got
got
Hey, y'all say y'all was waiting for the day when I was wrong. I give it up. I didn't publicly say it, but I'm just man enough to admit that I was kind of like, why you keep telling single people to come? Like, no, if you were in there and you were single, I promise you left with some major takeaways just about life and relationships as a whole. Like, don't get me wrong, it was a marriage slant and some of the stuff might have been a little over your head, but I promise you every word he spoke the other day, my biggest problem now is just figuring out what to do with that audio. I'm like, wow, like it might just, I don't know if I need to just let that one go straight to heaven or if I need to go on and bring that back. I really don't even know, but no, it was incredible, man. And, I salute you, E, for probably the most, E is transparent. So if I say it's the most transparent message E ever gave, I'm talking about he did everything but strip butt naked up there. and you know what I mean? Like, Karl, am I lying? I mean, it was that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yo, it was that transparent. Like, I was like, yo, you literally just bared your soul. So, no, it was fire, man. And, of course, I came back. You know how you got a plan in life, you know what I'm saying? And then, like, God just shut down your whole plan with one swoop. So I got back Monday night. I'm like, cool. I got Tuesday and Wednesday to just murder it out because we got, meetings in New York on Thursday and Friday. So I'm like, cool. Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm going hard in the paint. Wake up. Avery, who is my little angel, who hardly ever cries, wakes up screaming, crying, in pain. We don't know what's up with her. Take her to the doctor. And the doctor didn't even know. The doctor was like, look, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? She had a cough, and so we were like, maybe her sore throat, whatever. The doctor was like, whatever it is, I can't see it. Yeah, he looked at her throat, ears, no infections, nothing. But she was going through it. She's got a temperature, even right now, it's kind of been up and down, but we gave her some Tylenol. She seems to be doing a little better today, but of course she stayed home. And, since I don't have a real job, I think, shout out to my wife, I get stuck, with a few more of the at-home parenting duties because I have a different kind of job that I don't have a man breathing down my neck. But I'm like, boo, how come I ain't got a real job, but I got a real check? You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to figure out how that works. So, so my day, so today and yesterday, Tuesday, has been pretty crazy, but got as much as I could get done. Karl, I wanted to know, you this is the longest you had ever been away from your kids. And just so y'all know, and E can vouch for me, when Karl and Tamisha first had a baby, they would not leave them little jokers to save their life.
No,
I'm talking about Karl be like, yo, I'm about to ride to the store. Let me get Jordan. I'm like, yo, leave them at the crib, bruh. And let me tell you something. That second one came, Karl and Tamisha was gone for about 8 weeks. They ain't seen their kids.
Yeah, I don't know who enjoyed themselves the most, Karl or Tamisha, because Tamisha had a conversation like, maybe I'll pick them up tomorrow. Maybe the next day. So yeah, it seemed like they get.
Oh, I promise you, they in the group. Me and Candace was in Hawaii like 4 months after Trey was born, and Karl and Tamisha was looking at us like, you heathens, and now they done found out about the good life. So Karl, how was the good life, Karl? You didn't have kids for about 2 weeks.
Today is the most bittersweet day I've ever experienced a day in my life.
Let me tell you something. With 2 weeks with no kids, the grown man gifts is in full effect.
Oh, full effect. Well timed.
GMG.
And nobody in the house, bro. Nobody in the house. So today I'm driving to the airport, and I promise you, neither of us even really talk on the way up there. It's like we through.
Wow.
Like our life as we know is about to be
man.
over. Little man.
Yeah.
Oh, they came right out the airport. And again, of course, happy to see the kids, but it's like, man, like they're back.
Yeah.
And see, you gonna feel me on this one. Of course, the house is spotless.
Oh, for sure.
We get back Monday. What we got back? Sunday night. So I got Monday, Tuesday. I'm talking about Monday, got up, clean, washed, everything. The house is spotless. Them jokers got in the house, bruh. It wasn't 15 minutes.
No.
Oh, it wasn't 15 minutes. He got 4 different train tracks in different parts of the house running. She got all the little doll toys. I'm like, God, what did I do to get
No
this?
doubt. Yeah,
hit.
no doubt. Yeah, no. And it just make you realize you need to do it more often. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, let me tell you something. Next weekend,
Oh,
if I
no
can.
doubt. No doubt. No, I ain't playing,
Next
bro.
weekend.
And look, let me tell you
Next
something.
weekend.
Trey prefer to live in Michigan. He told me,
no
Daddy,
doubt.
I'm staying in Michigan with Grandma and Papa. He's like, don't feel sad, okay? You can come visit. I was like, look, don't threaten me with a good time. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, no, man, good to, and shout out to everybody who came up to me at the conference and was like, yo, you didn't talk about the grown man gifts on the last podcast. I got one in for you. That was for you. You know what I'm saying? That was for you.
Hey, I got to shout out, man. I got to shout out. And I wish I could hog the entire podcast talking about Willie Moe Jr. But he did a phenomenal job. Patricia, phenomenal couple. And see, if I could get, and this is what I want to talk about Willie Moe Jr., if I could get other individuals who are looking to share the stage, you know, with whoever they're willing, you know what I'm saying? You got people who want to share the stage with all sorts of people, Tony Robbins, Darren Hardy, you know, Bob Proctor, Les Brown, whatever. It's people who want to share the stage with pastors, whatever. I felt like, see, in the 10 years we've been doing it, and we have, you know, we're very limited on, you know, having people share the stage with us, not because we think we're better than anybody, but just the brand. But this was like man, let me tell you something, man. He complimented the conference to a T, you know, and I just wish he could train other speakers on how you get an opportunity of a lifetime and not hog, you know what I'm saying? Not cross boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Not do too much. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, he was right in the pocket. See, this what blew my mind. We gave him 30 minutes. Each show, it was 3 shows. And in those 3 shows, he nailed 25 minutes on all of them. He didn't go over on any, the way he, you know, introduced me, you know, the way it was just so authentic, and he had a personal experience. The segue from, you know, his presentation to my presentation, you know, you could tell he had done his homework on the brand. There's a lot of cats that want to, you know, work with us, and, you know, when they get a couple people who've gotten opportunities, you know, it's see where they just, you know, vomiting, they telling they whole whatever, and it's just not complimenting. And you could tell he did his homework on the brand. He kept the 3 principles like I do. He had the music, he had the crowd, he had his wife there, you know, it was, for real, man, I'm being real. If we could do a Breathe University, you know, how to create your own niche in a niche type deal. I felt so comfortable because, you know, like San Diego was like, okay, we're going to give him a shot. We didn't have a ticket booked for him for Houston. And I was like, yo, we need to get a ticket for him for Houston. And then, of course, he came to Dallas. You know, so, man, I just felt like in terms of honing his craft, knowing his brand, but understanding our brand and not overdoing it, you know what I'm saying? But man, our people loved him. You know, the information he gave was solid, on point. Like I just said, I can't explain it, guys, but it's like broccoli. You ever had broccoli if it's overcooked, right? And it's just so soggy, see? Or if you had broccoli undercooked and it was a little too crunchy. But you know, when you get broccoli just right, see? Cooked just right, it's like, woo! And I just felt like I was at Ruth Chris and they brought out that broccoli souffle on them boys. Like, he complimented the steak and potatoes to a whole other level. So shout out to Willie Moore Jr. Shout out to, his story being in the basement and grinding, having one of the top radio shows in the country. And just shout out, man, to a kid who say he's followed me and I've been his inspiration for years. He made me proud, man. And I know
and I
daddy,
think y'all shared one of the most genuine
proud.
moments ever when you were speaking, and I don't know if you just felt it or whatever, but you came over to like where he was sitting and was talking to him. Y'all was like having a one-on-one conversation, like right in the middle of your message. And, the tears was just flowing. Like I could see him and I was like, whoa, like this was a moment, and the whole room was just at a dead standstill while y'all had that moment. And it was incredible, man. He did his thing. He was hilarious. I think that's the first thing you think of when you see him speak, like the whole room, like belly laughing. And it was incredible. So I'll be honest, we wanted to kind of see how these first three were going to go. We are not only going to continue to do these, but we're going to ratchet them up, and do even more second half of the year. So if you're out there, you're listening, you definitely need to make it out to one of the Thank God I'm Married events. It was just a fun time. Like, we had a blast. Like all the conferences are fun, but sometimes he's going hard, whatever. Like, for whatever reason, this just felt like it was just fun, man. We had a blast from the time we got there. Everybody's mood, everything. So, what'd you say, Karl?
I knew that Willie would. I knew Willie was gonna fit in real well when he walked up to me 3 minutes before the event and told me about his slides.
Oh yeah.
I was like,
no doubt.
Fit in real well.
Doubt.
If that ain't ET, all
no
day.
doubt.
If that is not ET, I'm like, oh yeah, you fit the brand already.
And then he only had 2-3 slides.
And he only had 3 slides.
Yep.
Yeah, all
absolutely.
day.
So man, that's shout out to everybody who came. And shout out to everybody, man, listening to the podcast, man. This thing is growing, y'all. I don't think y'all understand. Like, we went from like a couple thousand people listening to like, I don't know, over 50, 60,000 a week, Karl.
Yeah, we about 50 now. Yep, we about 50, somewhere around 50,000.
50,000 a week, which is like crazy to think that many of y'all are out there listening. In every city we go to, shout out to everybody who comes up to us, especially me and Karl, and go, yo, your voice sounds just like it do on the podcast.
Exactly the same. Yeah.
I'm like, man, no doubt. I could throw a little auto-tune on it if you want me to, but this is all I got.
Deaf to the auto-tune. Deaf to the auto-tune.
You know what I'm saying? But no, y'all came up to me. And then also, man, shout out to all my homies at LA Fitness working out, listening to the podcast right now. Every time I go up to LA Fitness, shout out to the LA Fitness over there on East West Connector. Everybody come up to me, man, and show me that they listening to the podcast. So shout out to y'all getting it in on the treadmill, the Versa Climber, the Stairmaster, all of that, and lifting weights, man. Appreciate y'all listening. All right, so you just said something about how, Willie complimented the brand and, how well he fit in, right? And there's a lot of people who, obviously, because of the line of work we do, that's who we attract, right? And so I actually put out a tweet the other day. Let me see if I can find the tweet because I want to go to the exact tweet. I don't want to, and for those of you who know, I don't have my own Twitter. I tweeted it out on E's account. I know people was going to see, got social media now? No, I still don't have social media. But I tweeted this out, and I tweeted it out for a reason, and it got a lot of feedback. And I said, don't ask for critique if all you're looking for is a compliment. Let me say it again. Don't ask for critique if all you're looking for is a compliment. And you
about to get your feelings hurt.
Yeah, so and I tweeted, and it got like 800,000 retweets, and like people was commenting on it, and I put it on Instagram too, and people had a bunch of comments, was like, yo, so I knew it was a sentiment that most people could feel, right? But because of the line of work we do, obviously, speakers and people trying to go to the next level, they hit you up all the time, right? And, I got clients that I work with, helping them with their speaking careers, helping find engagements, make money, set up their business, the whole nine. So there was a one particular gentleman, and he'll remain nameless. He know who he is if he's listening. And I told him this flat out, so I don't feel like I'm talking behind my man back. So I'm just say what the conversation was. But I'm pretty busy, as you can hear what kind of week I was having. Like, I don't have a whole lot of time to just be chopping it up or reviewing people's work for no reason. So anyway, dude sent me a video. He's like, yo, can you watch my video? Let me know what you think. I want your feedback. So I'm like, all right, cool. I didn't get around to it. You know, a couple of days later, he hit me back. Yo, did you see it? Did you see it? I'm like, man, I hit him back. Was like, no, I ain't have a chance to see. Like, yo, I really need some feedback. I'm trying to get better, da, da, da. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I was like, man, I got a couple minutes. You know, let me go ahead and, you know, look at the video. So I look at the video, and it wasn't that good. All right, it wasn't terrible. And I told him this. It wasn't terrible. He had a nice passion with it. I could tell that he had the ability to speak, right? This, you know, sometimes you look at people's stuff and you're like, yo, go find another career. But with his video, the message was it was like 5 minutes, but it was kind of all over the place. It wasn't hitting on any particular thing. So I said, the first thing you need to do is figure out, like, what is your messaging? Like, what was I supposed to take away from that? Yo, it was funny. It was kind of charismatic, and you hit on some stuff, but there was no theme throughout. I was like, the other thing is your audio sounded kind of crazy, and whoever your videographer was, it wasn't quite right. And then, you know, in my eyes, the music that you picked didn't really match what you were saying. You want to find something to set the mood, etc. So, you know, here goes some things you could work on. I promise y'all, my man texted me back and was like, well, everybody ain't ET, bruh, and you got to realize that some of us just getting started, and, you know, how am I supposed to get, yo, my man just start going in. I'm like, bro, what? And I'm sitting there and I was like, yo, I texted him back and was like, yo, my bad. I thought you wanted, you know, critique. I thought you wanted me to look at your work. Like, we've been doing this, as you can see, we're doing it at a pretty high level. I'm thinking you want some feedback, bro. But if all you was looking for was a compliment, you could have just texted me and say, yo, watch my video and hit me back and tell me how great it is. And so after that, I tweeted that out. I wasn't sneak tweeting. I was literally like, yo, it was on my heart, and I put it out and it got so much feedback. But I said it, like, don't ask for critique. And I want to know, why do y'all think, like, people are so, I guess, quick to ask for somebody's opinion or ask for feedback, and when they get it, they can't handle it? And real quick, now I know we got the track from the album, Karl. Can we play that real quick? The Rihanna "Shine Bright Like a Diamond" track from the mixtape. I just want to play it so y'all can feel what we saying, and then we'll come.
Bright like a
yeah,
diamond?
play that real quick, and then we'll come back and discuss.
We're closing, guys. I want you to shine bright like a diamond. I said this on Twitter the other day. Listen to me. Everybody wants to shine bright like a diamond, but nobody want to get cut. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it slower for you. A diamond don't start off like this. For those of you who know, a diamond starts off in a very humble beginnings, coal. A diamond in its original form, you might kick or pick up, just skip water. Just how many skip? 3. I can get 3 out of that one. Right? You're not going to see a diamond in its original form. Some of you will be at the next level, but not in this form you won't. You will make $1 million in your lifetime. You will make 20 million, 30, whatever. You will have a company. You will make your dreams become a reality, but you won't do it in that version. You will have what you want, be what you want, do what you want, but you won't in that version. That person ain't gonna get it. This is a diamond, but this ain't how it started. And if you think the person you are right now is going to get you to this level, you've lost your mind. But if you're willing to get cut, if you're willing to get constructive criticism, if you're willing to go through professional development, if you're willing to get an accountability partner, if you're willing to grow and learn more tomorrow than you knew today, then you can get to the next level. But this version is not going to take you to that level. And that's what I had to realize. Eric, you can't be getting up at 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning and think you're going to be on his level. You're going to have to get up a little earlier. You cannot not read books. You can't watch every show that comes out, every football game, every basketball game. You cannot do it and be successful, son. But if you're willing to make some changes, you want to shine like a diamond, you got to get cut like a diamond. So when your boss or your peer, when they tell you something about yourself, you're not going to have up the defense mechanism. Matter of fact, you're going to be so smart that you're going to get with your peers and y'all going to start meeting weekly and start telling each other about each other. Like, I don't know if you know this about you, but you need to fix this, and you're not going to go, you're going to say, thanks for the cut. If it applies, you're going to use it. If it don't, you're going to keep moving. You can't shine like a diamond if you're not willing to get cut like a diamond. And the version you are today is good, but it ain't great, and it definitely ain't phenomenal. But if you listen to everything they teach you and you're willing to make some adjustments, it is nothing you can't have. Better is a diamond with a flaw than a pebble without one. You want to be a diamond or a zirconium? What is that? Zirconium. Which one? Because everybody got them in their ears and they look just alike, but the diamond is so sweet. When you take a diamond and rough it up against glass or another stone, it can break it. The zirconium can't. And so we all look alike on the outside, but each time we go through pressure, each time we go through a year, each time we go through an experience, the real you is going to come out. So if you want to shine bright like a diamond, do me a favor. Start embracing constructive criticism. Don't run from it. Embrace it and stop hanging with people who are so inferior that they would never tell you about yourself because they need you too much. That's what y'all. Some of y'all hang out with people that they need you so much they couldn't tell you about yourself if they wanted to. That's who you hang out with. You don't like hanging out with people who write better than you or who get more contracts than you. You don't like hanging out with people who are better than you because you feel inferior. And in actuality, if you want to go to the next level, you got to start hanging with people who are on another level. Why? Because they will stretch you and they will hold you accountable in ways you've never been held accountable before. And you'll be able to do what you've never done before. So stop hanging out with people who always want to tell you what you want to hear. Stop hanging out with people that only tell you what you want to hear and start hanging out with people who are going to tell you the truth. It might hurt, but you'll be a diamond in the long run. Let's go. I think we got one more.
Shine bright tonight.
All right, so there it is. And I just, like I said, I you know me, I always try to bring stuff to the podcast that's going on in my real life. But for whatever reason, this pissed me off pretty good. And I was like, yo, we got to come back and talk about this. But E, I just heard you there. But why do most people, like for real, they don't want that feedback? Like I told my man had a decent, like swagger. I could see him being a good speaker, but he needed that feedback. But I know he'll never make it to the next level now because he does not want that critique. He wants compliments, and his skin is so thin that he can't handle anybody telling him anything that doesn't look or feel the way he thought it should look.
So, hey, I know it's 2017, and we tried our best to bury the inability to self-assess in 2016, but it just boils right back down to that, see? And I used to joke all the time with people, like, don't call me and ask me, like anybody that emails me that kind of stuff now, like I asked them, the first question I asked is, who is your competition? Because I want you to start thinking about, okay, who should my stuff be looking like? You know what I'm saying? And based on your response to that question, I know if I need to respond to you or not. So I had a guy, similar circumstance. I had a guy send me some stuff this week. And again, see, like you, I ain't trying to call my man out like that. But he is, I'll make up a piece of it. He wants to do weather broadcasting, all right? Let's just say it is that. And I asked him, like, send me a sample of what you're doing. And not to be funny, see, but what he's doing is something, and I'm saying weather, but it's as deep as weather, as popular as weather. Like, you know, you got news stations doing weather. So if you're going to attempt to do weather, you got to do it at least on the level of a news station, if not better. What he sent me was a selfie, like not a selfie stick, like him holding the phone, looking at it. I can't even see nothing around him. It's just his face in the camera, and he's describing the weather. And I'm just like, dude, who is your competition? Like, I'm not trying to be funny, but who are you competing against? Because obviously you're not the only person covering this topic. You're not the only person in this genre. So if you were doing it, I need you to look and see who else is doing it. He sent me some other people, and then my response to him was I sent him some other people. Like, let's not talk, and no disrespect. Let's not talk until you were here. And when I'm saying here, it's not super professional. But it's not average either. Like, you can't start at this level and make an excuse like I'm just beginning. No, I remember having this conversation with a relative of one of our workers, and he sent me a video, and I'm just like, yo, there's a lot of crap on the internet. Let me just put it like that. It's saturated with foolishness. He sent some videos to me that were standard definition, and the answer I gave to him, CJ, is simply this. It's a lot of crap out there, but it's all in HD. You get what I'm saying? It's all in HD. So if the first thing I'm seeing on your thing is this blurry, and no disrespect to standard definition, you know, we lived with it for a long time, but now we've moved on. If the first thing I'm seeing is standard definition, what in God's name makes you think?
Where you even get standard definition from? You know what I'm saying? Like, you had to try to get that. That's like you just stumbled across an 8-track. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so at the root of it, man, like you said, at the end of the day, it's still the inability to self-assess. You were the only person that are looking at what you were doing, and to you, it's sweet. And I no disrespect. You put some work and time into it. I get that. But the industry has a standard, man, and if you're not meeting it, let me just ... If you're not meeting it.
Yeah, no, I got you. But E, I want you to speak to like why, okay, so Karl, I got you. And I'm saying self-assess is one thing, that's cool. But I'm saying my man asked me for the feedback. And then once I give it to you, so it's like you could just accept it, you know what I'm saying? Or say, okay, take what you want, leave what you don't want. But like, why, like, what is it with the thing that hurts us so much if anybody tells us something that we don't like? Like, clearly I'm the right source for you to be coming to about this information. Now, if you ask your mom and she's like, it looks a little whatever, she don't know what's going on. So you kind of like, all right, whatever, I'll leave it. But like, why are we so thin-skinned when it comes to, like negative feedback or positive, I guess it would be positive feedback, but feedback in general that doesn't look the way we want it to
Yeah, I
look.
think, what Karl just said in terms of, self-assessing is what he just said. It's a standard. And I think what happens is you have created your own standard. And what you are afraid to do is measure up against the real standard. It's like those kids see who get, they come out of high school and come to college and they may have put up 50, 60 points, see, dominated, but they played ball in some rural town. So that, like Karl said, there's a standard. Like for real, there's a standard. You put up 55 points, you had 12 rebounds, you had 6 steals a night, you know what I'm saying? You had 10 assists. You were a monster. And so you had people telling you night in and night out, you were a monster. You are the man. But see, you weren't playing against kids from Chicago. You understand what I'm saying? Like you weren't playing against kids from Atlanta. You weren't playing against kids from LA. You weren't playing against kids from Detroit. Like whatever schools, recruit the top players and produce the top players like a Simeon, like a Detroit King, like like those schools, Country Day, you weren't there, see? You weren't playing in those schools. And so when you come out, you have this standard and a belief about who you are and where you are. So when I come to CJ, see, I'm being real. It's like me and you tease, but you like, yo, E, from a juice standpoint, you were at a 3. And I'll be like, yo, see, a 3? Bruh, I wasn't at no 3. You know what I'm saying? So while me and you might joke and play about that, you got a guy that's coming to you who already sees himself as a 7. And what he's saying to you is, I'm trying to get to an 8, Karl. I'm already a 7 as a weatherman. I'm already a 7C as a speaker. I need you to help me to get to 8 or 9. And then the two of you say, you're not even at a 1. And so now, see, the standard that I've been using all this time, and listen to me, guys, the standard that my mama gave me that wasn't no real standard. The standard that my church gave me that wasn't no real standard. The standard that my homies gave me that wasn't no real standard. So all these people have told me I was good. My wife didn't want to be honest with me. My mother didn't want to be honest. My church didn't want to be honest. Like the little Toastmasters I was in. I won in Toastmasters. I
First
won,
place.
bruh. I won first place in Toastmasters.
Who are you to tell
bruh.
me I ain't the dog stew?
Have you lost your mind? You know what I'm saying? You must have lost your mind if you don't think that I'm the best of the best. So I'm saying, see, the problem is they come in already with a standard.
So, okay,
And
so
then
why
when
are
we
you
shoot
seeking,
that-
okay, so y'all still ain't getting what I'm saying. Why are you seeking my feedback then if you already know you sweet? Just say,
No,
check it out. Now,
it's not that
listen, I told
No,
y'all,
no.
my man didn't say, yo, check out my video. All right, cool, checked it out. Good stuff. My man said, yo, can you give me some feedback? So you're asking as if you're implying you know it's not where it needs to be, or else you'd have been like, yo, check out this fire
you're missing
video
the
I
point,
did.
See? No, you're missing the point. The point is I already know it's a 7. I'm trying to get to a 10. Like I already know I got something on Les Brown and ET. I'm already knowing I can compete with them. I'm already knowing I'm good. I just need you to just tweak this up a little bit. And so then this is what happens, see. Nobody in my circle of influence has probably ever really given me real critique. So when you tell me I'm a 2 when I thought I was a 7, boom, my ego is shot, bruh. I'm hurt by the reality that I'm not where I think I am. Now, see, I'm looking at it like, man, okay, maybe this ain't never happened to you, see. All right, Karl, I know it probably ain't happened to Karl. But have you ever studied, see, and you put in work, bruh, and you got up from that test feeling like, yo, know I blew this one out. And you get back a 68. See, you crushed, bruh. You crushed.
Oh,
because
devastation.
because in your heart of hearts, see, you really felt like I put in work, bruh. I know I felt good about the answers. I came in, I got out. I looked around at other people's stuff. I know, and see, the ego is shattered. The ego is bruised. And then here's the other thing. You realize, yo, I'm only a 2? I thought I was, okay, so here go the second one, see. Have you ever been in a whip with somebody, or you've been on a plane and you did, you fell asleep, see, you ate your meal, see, you read your book, see, you read your book, see, and then you looked at the time and you just knew you was halfway to Australia. To only find out you only 4 miles, you only
been
4
on the plane
hours into
19
that
minutes. Oh, that's the worst.
You feel me? So I'm just saying, bro, like on a practical level, I studied and I came up short. I've been on this plane long, I thought I was on here longer than what I was. And see, when you look, you only been on 4-5 hours on a 14-hour flight. See, you done watched 2 movies.
Oh, you done ate 3 times, used the
It's so
bathroom
real.
4 times,
so
had a
real.
2-hour
Hey, I'm getting
conversation.
flashbacks.
You're like, how did only 89 minutes go by?
Bruh, so I'm just saying it's devastation, see. And so I think a lot of times we probably, need to give them maybe 1 more session or 2 more
Well, I
sessions.
just don't
Like,
understand
let
the
them go back
defensive
and think
boy,
about
though.
it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I can
Come on,
understand if
see,
you
what am
thought
I
you was on a
supposed-
certain level, but once you get the feedback, I understand disappointment. Like, shoot, I got a long ways to go. But why the defensive boy?
Come on, see, you know why the defense. I thought, I'm embarrassed, see? I'm embarrassed.
And you react. It's a real random thing. But if you drop if you drop a glass right now, y'all, we at E's house. If you drop a glass now, what would you do?
I'm
Oh,
jumping
don't
back.
ask me what I do.
Or, well, let me just say, for me, maybe it's because I grew up playing soccer, but if something's dropping, I'm gonna stick my foot out to try to stop it from you see what I'm saying?
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
that's
gonna
soccer. Yeah, that's
Maybe
soccer.
it's the soccer
That's
in
the
me, but I'm
soccer in
saying
you.
what happens is, but it's funny, y'all, but what happens is chances are you end up hurting yourself most of the time
Yeah.
when you react.
Yeah.
So what's happening, see, is he's reacting to it. He ain't like you said, he responded almost immediately, didn't he?
Oh, bruh, what? I didn't even think I got the text. I didn't even think I hit send yet.
So it's just a reaction, and that reaction usually causes some kind of pain. That's all that's happening. It's a like you said, you hurt. He probably gonna take the information you give him and still put it into use.
Oh
Hopefully.
no, Karl,
You know
I
what I'm
don't
saying?
think. Now that we had to disagree there, I doubt it, bruh. Because why would you do that if you don't feel like the information was valid in your heart and you that pissed that I gave you that feedback? Why would you take it and put it into play?
Hey, somewhere in your heart, you know truth.
No question.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
somewhere in your heart, you know truth.
Yeah, like you said, Karl, when you get a chance to walk away from it, because he dealt in his feelings. Yeah. And so if you're listening to this podcast and you're not where you want to be in your profession and somebody is critiquing you, I'm just going to be honest with you. You have to get out of your feelings. And I am not talking to you as a person who can proudly say that I've never been in my feelings. My greatest feedback in the entire universe has come from my wife. But because I've been in my feelings, when my wife says it, I don't want to hear from her. And what do? I react, see? I say something stupid. Or I walk away and I don't want to hear. Listen to me, guys, I'm being real. I said this before, but I'm just going to say it again like I ain't never said it before. But when I did the cover for the first book, bruh, the very first one is like the X-Men or the Avengers or the Super Friends. You know what I'm saying? My very first
I forgot about
book
Karl.
cover is the Super
I
Friends.
get weak every
gotta find
time.
I gotta find it. I'm gonna see if I post it on the website. I
Yo,
gotta
please,
find
hold
I
up.
gotta
Put it
find
on the web. Please.
Thor. E.T. looking like Thor.
Yo. Oh, my.
So let me try to
Yo. Oh,
So
my
let me try to
God.
explain
Hey,
to y'all.
please put it on the site. Oh, my God.
So let me try to explain it to
I'm
you
sorry.
guys.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So
hey, the
it's
people going to
okay.
be yelling
It's
at me
all
on the
good.
podcast. See, play too much. I'm sorry. Continue. Let me be serious.
So what happens is I'm like on the glass. It's water, but it's almost like it's glass, right? It's,
I dare you.
So what happens
I'm
is,
looking for it now on my computer. See, I'm looking.
Hey, text it
Come
to
on,
me
man.
when
Y'all
you
gotta
get
let
it,
me
Karl.
talk,
I'm
man.
sorry.
Please.
Yeah,
Come
go
on,
for
put
it.
your phone on mute.
I'ma
Please.
text
Put
it
your-
I'm about to put my phone
Put
on
your
mute.
phone
I'm
on
about to
mute,
put my
man.
phone on mute right now.
So I'm sitting on what's like a water, but it's glass.
Hey, what was you sitting on?
It's like water, man, but it's like a sea, but it's glass. And and I've got a skyline of Detroit, a skyline of Detroit in the back of me, right? So you can see the skyline of Detroit in the back of me. I've got, of course, my hat on, Detroit Tiger hat, my jeans on, some gym shoes, and I've got what's like Karl said, like Thor. And I'm bringing it forward, and then you hear this, you see the glass breaking. It's like break the cycle. I dare you, kind of feel to it. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I thought it was fire, bro. I thought it was the best book cover ever. And I'm being real, y'all. I put so much work into it, and I remember going to my wife like, Didi, check this out, Didi. And I remember the look Didi had on her face.
Yo, stop. Hey,
I gotta find it.
Oh, I'll show you where it's at.
what did Didi say? Hold on, finish the story.
Didi, first of all, she didn't say nothing. She looked at it. And she stared at it for about 60 seconds.
I need tissue. I'm crying.
She looked at it for about 60 seconds. And then she said to me with no sensitivity, with no love, no nothing, and said to me, "Are you serious?" And bro, you talking about hurt? Man, I was so hurt, bro. I was so hurt.
Yo, stop the
And let me tell y'all what I did.
God, I promise
Bruh,
y'all,
I'ma
if
tell
y'all
y'all what I
listening, wait
did.
till y'all see the cover.
Oh, y'all gotta see.
Oh my
Bro, let me
God.
tell you something. I was so hurt, bro. I literally said to her, like, yo, are you serious? Like, do you see the work that I put into this? Like, it's what Karl said. I reacted, bro. I wasn't, and here's the crazy part. Can I say this? Like, see, I'm being real. And this is what I'm saying. Y'all gotta hear me. Karl, did I want feedback? Absolutely, I wanted
You
feedback,
definitely
Karl.
did.
But what I didn't want, Karl, was her to tell me I had to start all over again. That's not what I wanted to hear.
You
know,
wanted
so
to
she
hear
was like, come
maybe
on.
a smaller
Hey,
hammer.
maybe change the font. Yeah, right.
A smaller hammer. Yeah, smaller sledgehammer.
Yo, y'all got a
what I'm
picture. He had a sludge hammer in his hand, and his face looked like he was constipated. Dog, it was the worst picture I ever seen in my life.
And here's the part, see, that you know that you didn't understand, that Karl and I, we spent hours.
Forever.
We spent
was
hours in
our
a photo
best.
shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did a photo shoot, bro. Karl and I had to find the right building.
Yeah.
We went on like the 5th, 6th floor. We had to find the right lighting. Like, bro,
everything.
everything went into that picture, see? And so for her to be insensitive, you know what I'm saying? For her to disregard all the work I put in and to sit there and say, laugh, first of all, kind of like in her spirit, and then say, are you serious? And I said, yeah, I'm serious. And I promise you, see, if I don't know who was here, but I promise you, if somebody wasn't here, I probably would have got into it with her. And I promise you, I left and I went to bed, see. I'm just going to be 100, bro. I went to bed, bro. I was so mad at Didi. I was so mad at Didi, bro. I was so mad at Didi.
Oh,
Like,
my
you my
goodness.
wife, how in the world, you know? And then she said to me, and you know, y'all know Didi, bro. Like, she didn't go, oh, okay, he gonna go in the room and sulk. She came in the room with me and was like, yo, why you laying in the bed like a little punk? Like, why you in here crying? You said in your video, don't cry to give up, cry to keep going. So why you sitting in here crying?
Oh my God.
Okay, and y'all got to hear this. Y'all got to hear this. This is important. Don't laugh. I need them to hear this clearly. My wife said to me, how is being in the bed going to allow you to do the picture perfect cover? You laying in the bed right now. You pissed. You got a funky attitude. How in the world do you plan on getting the cover of this book done in this doggone position right here. Get your butt up and don't stop, don't quit. Just go back at it again. And I promise y'all, the second time I was like, okay, Didi, I see me and Karl can go down to this little lake and I'm gonna let Karl go under the water. I'm gonna push his head under the water and then do the hookup. And she said to me, Eric, that's too complicated. How am I gonna know? You know, and I was like, what a video? She said, what if I never saw the video? And I'm telling you, see, she pissed me off to the point where I was like, you know what? Forget it. All right, just forget it. I'm just gonna put on a shirt and a tie with my hat. I know a church that's got a whole bunch of flags flying, and I'll just put my finger on my mouth and say, shh, as in the secret to success. You know what I'm saying? Like, bump it. Yeah, I'll just go simple. Because right now, you just telling me it's too complicated, whatever. And I went and did that one, see, and brought it to her, and she was like, that's it right there. And that is not going to fade away for the next 20, the next 30, the next 40 years. That cover will still be relevant. And yeah, so man, I'm not going to sit here and lie and act like, you know, I've always been the dude that take constructive criticism. And I'm going to be real. I was talking to Tobe today, and I was like, yo, Tobe, like, you don't get C. I was like, yo, I feel you, but you don't get C. Like, C will say something to you, and you kind of like, well, you ain't the rapper, or you ain't the this. And I said, Tobe, don't you think I know as a speaker, bro, that, you know what I'm saying, C ain't no speaker? And don't you think that it was at a point in my career where C would tell me something, and I'd be like, yo, bro, like, this is my thing. Like, I ain't trying to be funny, but, like, this is what I do. I don't need no help. But I was like, yo, Tobe, did you see what happened in San Diego? He was like, fire. I said, you see what happened in Houston? You took it to a whole level. I said, you see what happened in Dallas? He was like, yo, you took it to a whole level. I said, that's because C came in the room, and while he not no speaker, he is like Xavier from X-Men, and he can hear the mutants, like when they talking, he can hear them. You understand what I'm saying? He could literally hear what they saying, and he hear the people. He know what the people want. I'm too close. So I don't always hear. He was like, yo, you said that, and I'm not taking nothing away, but elaborate on the stretch it out. You know, take your time on that part. And even Candace was like, yo, in Houston, you talked about this, but then you didn't really stretch it out. But I noticed in Dallas, and I was like, yo, I'm going to be real. That was C. So yeah, I'm being real with y'all. There was a time where I was sensitive to constructive criticism. But here's my deal, is what C said. If you don't want to get better, don't ask nobody.
Right. That's
if you want
that's
to
my
stay
thing.
where you are, you feel me? If you want to stay where you are, just don't ask nobody.
Yeah, just
no
put it up.
questions.
Let
But
the
if you
people
wanna get
comment.
better,
You know what I'm saying?
That's it. That's it, bro.
So see, I finally realized now that when E put his hand in front of his mouth, he really was trying to tell Didi leave him.
Right. That's exactly what it was.
That's what it
He was saying, hush up and take this one. No doubt.
Hey, did you see your text?
Oh,
C?
no, you sent it to me. I better not look at it, Karl.
Check your.
I'm scared to look
check your
at
phone
it.
right now.
No, I'm scared.
Check your
I'm
phone.
scared. For real. Oh, my.
Oh. I promise, I'm gonna post it. Actually, see, we gonna put this on social media.
The lightning
We're
is
gonna
sweet,
put this on
though.
social media. Hey, look at
No,
the lighting,
dog. No.
The shadows on the
No.
left side, the right side is lit.
Oh, the face, though. Oh, wait till we. Can we put. Look, Karl. Mark the spot in the podcast where we talked about this and put this on Instagram. And please let the people see what we were laughing at.
got you.
Because you see how the cycle is. Whoa. I'm like, what in the. Yo. Oh, the face, though. Yo, if y'all like, yo, they wilding out, it can't be that bad. Wait till you see.
It's coming.
Oh,
It's coming.
man. The hammer got a little flash behind it. Lord have mercy.
Didi sleep here? I just want to tell her thank you.
Yup, tell this.
I just want to
thank
say
you.
thank you, Didi.
Yeah, wow.
Thank
But
you.
no, real quick, just to put a bow on it, man, I think what you're talking about is so important because if we really have a desire to get better and a hunger to get better, we got to be able to take that feedback. Now, you don't want to take feedback from just anybody. You know what I'm saying? I'm not suggesting that every single person that comes and says something about your stuff, you keep fixing until it's right. But I'm saying those individuals who you know have credibility in the space, those individuals who you believe in, right? Those are the people you reach out to for information. Clearly, my man reached out for information because I have been an instrumental part in helping to build the brand of one of the most successful speakers in the world. So my information, I'm not saying you got to take all of it, but at least you know it's valid. At least you know I have somewhat of a standpoint to talk from. So when you get that information, I'm not even mad if my man was like, okay, thank you, I appreciate it. And then don't apply anything if you really feel like that. But to get mad and get defensive, it just shows you how thin-skinned you are. And if you really want to get better, you'll open yourself up to constructive criticism. Like, for real, he said it. And I was so glad Candace said it. You know what I mean? Because we was just talking about it, and Candace came back the next day, was like, yo, that was fire. You said it yesterday, but you ain't say it like that. And he looked at me and was like, yo, that was C. But the reality of the situation is, if E would have been one of those people who didn't like constructive criticism or would have, barked up me every time, see, you ain't no speaker, you ain't got to be telling me what to speak about. Like, I never would have said that to him, and his message never would have improved from one day to the next. And so you have to not only be open to it, you have the way in which you react, I guess, allows for people to, say what they want to say based on how you're going to react the next time. You know what I'm saying? So if you react negatively, if my man texts me the next time, what you think I'm going to say? I'm either A, not going to say anything at all, or B, I'll just be like, yo, that's fire. Because I don't want to deal with it. So how you react depends on your future interactions with people. So, nah, man, I feel it 100%. I'm just saying, man, if you want to get better, you need
stay
that
there,
feedback.
see. Yes. No, stay there, man. Say that one more time, bro. Say that one more time.
So, which part? I just said a whole
I'm just
lot.
saying, see, I'm just saying, no, for real. Like, you tripping on, and I'm gonna be real. See, I have people who, you might want to call, like, they distance themselves from me, or they call themselves, they don't want to deal with me no more. You know what I'm saying? Because they pissed because, I told them the truth. Either about their gift or about their attitude or about, their approach, and now they mad at me and they don't want to deal with me no more. At first, I was the best thing since sliced bread. You know what I'm saying? I was their motivation and their inspiration. I was their hero. But then when I had to just be real, like, yo, for real, if this is where you're trying to get to and this is what you're doing, you're not going to make your death. You're not going to make it to California going east. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be funny, but you can't travel east from Michigan to get to California. You got to travel west. And right now you're traveling east. And so there have been some people who call themselves, distance themselves from me, or whatever they call themselves doing, talking bad about me, whatever they call themselves doing. But the reality is, like, yo, do you understand? Do you understand how hard I worked, how long I worked? You understand people pay me for advice? And the fact that I would even bless you with my time. Somebody sent me some stuff today, see, and I looked at it and was like, yo, I'm gonna be real with you. It's stagnant. Like, you got that, I'm not trying to be funny, but you got that, what you call it, Karl, like, you're in the studio and you got the green screen look, and I'm not trying to be funny, but the green screen look, we seen that, you know what I'm saying? We've seen that a lot. People, they've been there, done that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, go outside, go to a stadium or something. But what you doing is like, it's played out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people already know that. So do something different. Like, it's not that your speech is bad, but just that background. You know what I'm saying? That person was like, yo, I appreciate it. But I'm like, yo, bro, do you understand how much I can charge people for criticism, and I'm doing it for you for free? You know what I'm saying? Like, you disrespecting the fact that I've worked this hard over 20 something years, that I do have what some people would call the credibility to critique. I have gotten to a certain point in communication, motivational speaking, that, yo, for real, I could pay to be a judge. And here I am doing something for you at no cost. And you totally disrespect, you know what I'm saying? You disrespect the gift. You disrespect my time. And you disrespect what I had to go through to be able to give you this type of information. So it's what C said. Yo, you come, bro, don't nobody want to deal with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you come back a month later, 2 months later. I'm not saying that it's not possible, but you put yourself in a position where it's like, yo, if you ain't going to receive what I got to say, then for real, why are we even communicating? Like, why are we in relationship with one another when I can get critiqued by C, or Karl can critique me, but you can't get critiqued? Like, yo, for real. And like C said, all critique ain't necessarily valid, but the fact that you're not even in a position to receive. It's like, yo, bro, I don't got time for that. And don't be mad, again, when people don't want to fool with you. In any respect, that when people don't want to fool with you no more, don't be walking around talking about, like, yo, people hating on me. Ain't nobody hating on you. They gave you an opportunity and you squandered it. And so they not going to necessarily give you 4 or 5 more chances.
Yeah, no doubt. And I'm glad you said that, for real, because I do want to wrap it up. But, like, yo, this ain't an open season for you to start critiquing people either. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't stand that person either on the other side of the coin who just walk around critiquing. The only reason I gave my critique is because I was asked for it. And so I gave it to him trying to be constructive. But some of y'all giving critique where it ain't warranted. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You about to start a new
oh
podcast.
yeah, I know, right? Let me just go on and stop. But yeah, but no. So y'all got it. I think we hit it. Hopefully, those of you out there, you took away exactly what we talked about. You know, hopefully that helped out, man. And y'all can go to the next level by asking, honest feedback from people you trust. All right, cool. Let's jump into, what do y'all want to do? Let's go to Ask ET. We got some questions here. I think some questions came in from Twitter, which we can answer. How much time we got? You good on time over there or what?
I'm terrible on
Terrible
time.
On time. All right, so I got you. Give me.
I'm about to go out of town.
Give me
so do you want me
5
on?
to 6 minutes. We can name that tune. Real quick, Ask ET is brought to you by BreatheUniversity.com. Man, shout out to everybody in BU who came out to the events. We had an amazing time. We had a breakfast meetup in Dallas that was off the chain, man. Had a bunch of people come out. We are over, what, Karl, 3,000 strong now? The network is insane right now. If you guys only knew the network, man, you heard people talking about it at the conference. People were brought to tears, husband and wife combinations that are in BU. Willie Moore Jr. teaching some classes in BU with the marriage stuff, the entrepreneurship stuff, the finance with Rob. Just crazy stuff going on at BU right now, man. Be a part of the family. I tell people all the time, it's a community and we take care of each other. He'll tell you the first thing we ask people when they hit us up and they like, yo, can you whatever? What's the first question we ask them?
Are you in Breathe University? I thought he was going to jump in.
Are you in BU? Flat out.
Are you in BU? Yep.
Yeah, no. That's the first thing we ask. And not to be rude or not like, oh, you can't help nobody that ain't in BU. I'm saying we got over 3,000 people now, and over 3,000 people who have chosen to make an investment to go to the next level in their life.
That's our
and guess
priority.
what? Those are the people we're going to look out for first, man. We got people dropping books in BU. Let me tell you something. BU community so deep, I guarantee you, people dropping books and getting 200, 300, 400 sales off the rip just because the community is so supportive of their project. So if you're not in BU, I don't know what's wrong with you. You've been listening for long enough. Come join us at BreatheUniversity.com. Man, we just got some amazing things going on. Also, the conference in Atlanta, stay ready. The conference, the first, I guess, General Assembly Conference of the year. Stay ready. Inky Johnson coming to the stage. Inky got a whole new message that is insane. Jeremy Anderson, who's just killing it. He just came back from Australia. He's pumped up and ready to go. David Shands, of course, with the entrepreneurship stuff he's doing is crazy. And then, the evening will be capped off by the hip hop preacher, man. He is on a whole nother level in 2017. You don't want to miss that. I don't know what I'm doing. I think I'm hosting or something like that. They kicked me off the stage only briefly. I'm sure I get the mic. You know how I do. I find a way to get the mic. But it's going to be insane. March 12th in Atlanta, Georgia. You need to be there. You need to get there. All 4 of these gentlemen are going in hardcore. It's going to be a longer conference. So for those of you who came to the ones in the past, this is a little longer, obviously, because we got 4 speakers. But all 4 of these gentlemen will be doing their thing on a high level. It's going to be intense, and it's in Atlanta, man. So why not come down here, man? Y'all come by the crib, check me out. You know what I'm saying? See how I'm living. So that's March 12th. Go to etinspires.com/events for tickets to the Stay Ready. And also P7D, man. We're training our speakers. Would love to see you at the P7D. We got quite a few people registered. I know we got a few spots left, so check that out. P7D is our speaker training. We would love for you to be involved in that as well. And at the Stay Ready conference, the VIP tickets are for speakers only, people looking to refine their message, become better communicators. So we look forward to seeing y'all there. And let's jump into Ask ET. All right, first question. This comes from Naeem. He says, what exactly did you guys do at MSU?
So
Karl,
I kind of hit it last week, but I was there, of course, at first because my brother was here. So I would come up every weekend just to hang with my brother. And then after a while, I just decided I just wanted a degree from Michigan State, and I had started working with the crew. And the missing piece was that, video production. So I just went back and got a master's degree in video production.
Okay. I think they meant as a unit, if you want to answer that. Karl just told you what he did.
Oh,
You know
my
what I'm saying?
bad.
You know what I'm saying? I think they
yeah,
met as
my
a crew.
fault.
The whole
Hey,
podcast, Karl.
Hey, it's
if
too
you
late.
will.
It's too late. My fault. Oh no. So what we did there, man, was literally we planned for this. And that may sound funny, but we planned for this. Every day we just figured out the little things we could do. Training camp. Every single day was training camp. We met with students and just figured out what needs were. And we just did our best to meet needs every single day. Meet needs and then figure out how we could meet more needs from elementary schools, middle schools, high schools, colleges. We just figured out how we could meet needs. Every single day was about meeting the needs of the
And we're
students,
writing the
man.
book right now,
it
so
just
we
grew.
can't give a whole lot of it away. But we're writing the book, 0 to a Million, how we went from literally nothing to the first $1 million that we made as a company. That book is going to be incredible. I'll tell you what, man, E and I are writing it and kind of going through it, Karl, and, just stories of, what we went through and how we got to where we're at. Of course, I was E's graduate assistant at MSU, and just kind of how we put this thing together, man, how you see it from literally nothing and just having a vision and waking up every day and going after it. And I think as I'm writing it, I'm like, yo, it's so rich because at no point did we get hooked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, at no point did we hit that big lick. Like, that literally, it was level after level after level. So we're excited about that. Let's go to Jasmine, who said, why have you guys chosen to remain so independent, and do you think you'll ever do anything on a mainstream
I think
level?
we've stayed on the what I would call grassroots level because, it gives us an opportunity to, remain true to what we really want to do. We never really wanted to blow up. Like, that wasn't our thing. Our thing was reaching the masses, one student at a time, one engagement at a time, one video at a time. So we, believe it or not, we are exactly where we want to be. We have, what's the word I'm looking for, Karl? We have total control over our schedule. We have autonomy in terms of our content. Sometimes when you have sponsors, et cetera, there are things that they want you to say or they don't want you to say. And I don't know if I can continue to be as transparent as I am, if we had like a major sponsor or something. I don't know. So I think for us to be able to continue to do the work that we started out to do is why we do it. And this is important. You've seen, whether it's artists, music, or film, you've seen people who started one way and then you like, man, they sold out. And I don't know that they sold out, but the more entities you become a part of, you starting to, what's the word I'm looking for? Like
Dilute.
Yeah, dilute your mission or your vision or your goals. So for us, that's why we kind of try to stay as, grassroots and as close to our vision as possible.
Chad in South Africa said, favorite and least favorite thing about doing the podcast.
Favorite thing about the podcast is, us coming together, what I'm saying, as a team. And, for real, we brothers, man. What I'm saying? So every time we can do something together, we like making memories. My least part is C joking. I never know if he gonna joke on me. I never know what he gonna say, when he gonna say it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always like a little nervous on, okay, where is he gonna take me and what is he gonna say on this episode?
For this, it's like the answer is the same for me. The favorite and the least favorite is the same, and it's the fact that we have no idea what we're talking about. And people might think I'm playing, but we don't have discussions about this. Literally, it's just like, hey, we need to do the podcast tonight. Can you come right now? Let's do it, or let's do it tomorrow morning. And we show up and start talking. It's my favorite part because you guys get organic. It ain't nothing planned. Like, all right, you say this, then I'm gonna say that, and then what I'm saying, it's none of that. But then it's the least favorite because I don't know what we gonna be talking about. You know what I'm saying? Who knows, like he said, who knows what C coming up with? C be throwing us some loops sometime. It's no telling. So it's one and the same.
Live loops.
Yeah, my favorite part is being able to joke the whole time. And my least favorite part is having to carry freaking frack on my back every week. So, you know what I'm saying?
No
it gets
question.
tough. You know what I'm saying?
question.
These shoulders is tired from carrying these jokers, man. All right, well, if y'all don't have any other announcements, we'll ask E to give us that nugget of the day. It's past 8 o'clock, so I know he's about bedtime, and I got to go get Trey tucked in and make sure my baby girl's all right. So,
No.
did I miss
I wouldn't
anything?
say you missed
Anything
anything.
we need to cover?
But I do want to say, if you guys don't mind, Karl, I really would like us just to take, I know C said, he doesn't know what he gonna do with the message because it's so transparent. But I just feel like these 50,000 plus people rock with us every day. You know what I'm saying? Or every week. So it's only fair that they get a little small snippet from it. But I do want to say this as I leave. I don't want you to think, what CJ said, wasn't significant or important. I don't want you to look at it as something light because it wasn't necessarily, like a deep, like theory or something. But there have been individuals who've gotten into relationships that ended in disaster. I'm talking about marriage, disaster, because somebody gave you some critique. Somebody told you that person wasn't for you. You know what I'm saying? And it's somebody you love and you were close to and you didn't listen. So we being for real. There are people who started businesses. You had no business starting. I'm talking about every savings that you had, every dime your family built, like you literally went bankrupt because you did not listen. Not because you were a bad person. You linked up with somebody. You made some terrible decisions that have scarred your life forever because you did not listen, right? You did not listen. And so I just want to make sure that, as we leave, again, you're not taking this podcast lightly, but you would be on a different level if you took constructive criticism from those people who love you, those people who know you and care about you, and those people who not hating on you when they tell you something you don't want to hear, but they're literally trying to help you to reach your outcomes. Like, so whatever it is you're trying to do, like they're not saying, see, Karl, like, I don't want you to be married. Ain't nobody on that. But they are saying, there's some things that you don't need to do that could hinder your relationship, or some people you don't need to associate yourself with. Like, yeah, be married, but not this person. This person is not. And sometimes, guys, let's just be honest. Sometimes our nose is wide open, or sometimes we're just too close to a thing to really see a thing. And that's why we need the people who love us the most to protect us and to say things to us that will allow us to think in ways that we don't normally think. So please, teenagers, your parents tell you something or your coach tell you something. You think your coach don't want to win the championship as much as you want to win it? You think he trying to get on your nerve or hate on you? He trying to keep you from playing time? Like, don't believe the hype. His job is up for grabs as well. You think your parents want to fuss with you and cuss with you and have a bad relationship with you? No, your parents don't. But what they do is they're willing to risk the relationship for you to have a right life. And I know as a parent, there are times I tell my son stuff or my daughter, I don't want to say it. I don't want to get on their bad side, but I love their future more than I love our present. Are you hearing what I'm telling you? I love their future more than I love our present relationship. So please, those people who have constructed something, let them give you constructive criticism. And don't ever be a fool. You don't know everything. You can't see everything, right? You don't know everything. You can't see everything. So let those people love on you. So, Karl, if we can play just a piece and see, I know we've never done this before, but I'm just feeling in my spirit. And Karl, C can end it out and maybe you put it on as an outro. But some of the positive feedback we got from the conference, the married couples, man, I just think if we could just put a couple of them at the end, I think there's some marriages that could really benefit from not the positive stuff that they said about the conference, but literally some of the things that they did together after the conference. I think there are people who can't wait till April 1st. I think there's some couples that are listening now and can really benefit from some of that feedback.
No doubt. Karl, let's make it happen, baby. That's your department. So with that, I'm going to say y'all go to iTunes, man. Leave us some reviews if you believe in what we're doing, man. We shooting back up the charts because y'all keep leaving those reviews. So we appreciate y'all. We love y'all, man. Have a safe weekend. E, I see you in the Big Apple tomorrow. Karl, I see you soon. Love y'all. We out of here. We'll see you next week.
One big takeaway I took was have a system. I know with our marriage, we got married after only being engaged for a few months, but only known each other for a year. So we both jumped into it pretty blind and young, and we didn't ever created a system. We just okay, when a problem comes, we tackle it, we keep moving on. Absolutely. And I think having that plan and those goals for our marriage, just like we do our business, is gonna take us to the next level.
I think for me is making sure that, we schedule in the day our time. We give our time to so many different people, and, I feel like sometimes we're so focused on being at the right place in the right time with so many other people for our business that we forget to be at the right place and right time for ourselves and to maintain a healthy marriage.
Such crazy emotions right now because I know, and I've seen in the last 7 months, the transition in my husband, and he can tell you his story. And he can tell you that we came from complete opposite sides of the track, and that we've came together and we got married 7 months ago, and we've turned our relationship over to God, and like this motivation and just everything that ET has done and all the guys, you know, and it's like every morning my husband's up 3:45 doing his devotions, you know, and it just is amazing to me to see that change and to know that, you know what, you can change your life. And that to me is so, so, so important.
I walked in here looking for confirmation that we're supposed to be together, and I did not get that. What I got was how we need to build our marriage. And it also helped me when Eric Thomas said, what is messing you up? And that right there, I still hear his words. And I realized when I had to really write those things down, what was messing me up, that's what was causing me to feel like I wasn't sure if I wanted to do this. So coming here today helped me to realize that I do want this life with him, and I want to make this happen.
Yeah, I mean, what I learned is start from now that we're starting, we're kind of like still at the beginning. I mean, we do have a little bit of history with the courtship and everything, but now that we're starting from here, set the vision, write it down, and then go after the vision. And I realized, you know, as he was talking, as everybody was talking, CJ included, I mean, it was one of those things where I realized, like, man, the first time around, didn't really do that. And so I want to make sure that this time around, I employ that strategy into this relationship